Sure.
Hey there, YouTube. Today I want to talk about when stuff breaks, more specifically, when stuff that I like breaks. Happen to have Mr. Park in the house. Hello,
Hello there.
Joel. So nice to have Joel here. He re-
Sure.
he recorded. He was nice enough to record the classes that I just did with Matt. One of them's headed up to YouTube now. I'll drop it, provided there's not a problem with it. I'll drop it soon. The other one will just probably go to training group. But yes, a couple of classes recorded, had a really nice time. And in the last couple of weeks, I've broken some stuff so we can talk about when stuff I like breaks. Because if you watch the channel, you know everything I use breaks
How about
eventually.
I'm gonna make a crazy statement. If you actually train with your gear and use it, regardless of how nice or premium it is, it's going to break at some point because it's a machine.
Yes.
It's made by humans.
Okay. So, like I said, all these products we're going to talk about, I like them a lot. So, this Kestrel Timer, not that sexy to start with, but let's start with this one. Had one of these break. It was a loaner. I loan my stuff out to people. I'm pretty nice. We were training on concrete, and the guy dropped it, did a certain thing, and the clip from my belt broke off. Now that's annoying. I'm not gonna lie. However, on balance, and how long, I don't know how long I've been using these. More than 2 years, I think. Basically, since they came out. Is that right, Joel?
Yeah.
And now I notice the more and more I talk about these, the more, especially like really serious guys or shooting instructor guys, I see them with the Kestrels
I think there's one reason that thing is worth buying.
because of the loud beep and how rugged it is.
The rugged, I don't care about. I want the loud beep.
Well, I like the loud beep and I like that it's rugged. The other ones I was using before, the Pocket Pros, the Pocket Pro ones, I didn't like the twos. The clips last on those for me typically like 3 weeks, then the clips break off, like
Mhm.
on all of them.
Yeah.
And I would grenade three of those timers a year, two of them a year. And like this is the first issue I've had with the Kestrel. So in a sense, it kind of validates like, man, it's super rugged because it took that long to break it. And a guy dropping it on concrete just the right way. First issue I've seen. I mean, I wouldn't call it broken, but the first issue we've had, you haven't seen an issue with these, have you?
No.
Not with the Vortex Defenders. I haven't seen an issue. I've maybe heard of some issues, but I've never seen anything myself with the Defender XLs. Pulled this gun out. Was it last night, Joel?
Hmm.
And it was weird because it was like I dry fire it, and then the red dot would disappear, and then blip back on.
But it'd be gone for like 2/10 of a second,
Yeah, and it was
maybe.
super consistent as well.
Hmm.
I've never really seen anything like that where it was so consistent. Um, I was like, oh fuck, one of these like finally failed or whatever, and
Well,
then
you handed it to me, and I was like,
it
great.
was
Like the
just
red
nice to
dot came
hear.
loose.
It's good you're on hand.
Exactly. No, but anyway, all I did was just open the battery cap. I
Oh,
took the battery out, put it back in, closed it, and it was okay.
you thought the plate had failed.
Yes, I
Yeah,
thought
I
the
thought
plate had failed.
because I was like, here, dude, you got to dry fire
I'm
this, and
like,
Joel's thinking like he's gonna.
well, my normal trick, if you just dry fire like the boomer slow trigger press, like pressure, 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 pressure. If you do that and the dot's loose, you'll see the dot flicker off to left or right. So anyway, that's an easy mechanism just to check if something between the plate, the receiver, whatever, is loose.
All right.
Anyway, I just took the battery cap, flipped it open, took the battery out, put it back in, closed it. I was like, good to go. So I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And you
First,
shot it today and no issues.
no
So
issues. First issue I've seen with the Vortex. I'll be watching that one close.
yeah,
Um, now this one made you sad, Joel.
it
And it would
did.
probably make you mad the more details. That's why I
Just,
got you on
just give
YouTube.
the details. I already heard a lot of it.
So, this gun, this ADM rifle, which I really like, it's been a loner. And a lot of times it's been a loner, and it's good enough that guys who shoot rifles at work all the time, they shoot this gun. They're like boom, 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 and they look at me. They're like, what's up with this gun? Like, it just seems plainly better than other duty style rifles, just in terms of the recoil impulse and
I agree.
everything. Now, I've been a bit naughty with this gun because I like it a lot. I've been shooting it a lot. It's got a lot of rounds through it. I think around 15,000, not all of them me. Like when this gun broke, I wasn't the guy using it. It was suppressed for almost all that, shooting a lot of frange, which is also not great for keeping the guns clean. It actually got the distinction. This gun, when we took it apart after it failed, after it broke, it was the dirtiest gun the guys had ever seen. And these are
It was like an agency person
yeah,
that
these
has a
people
lot of
yeah,
experience.
these people shoot a lot. They shoot all the time, and they're like, I have never seen a rifle that dirty. That is nasty. Um, for example, this was a little bit funny. So what happened was the gun stopped making like it failed to like send the next round. Click. You get a click when there should be a bang. Like I racked it. Click again when there should be a bang. And we were all kind of thinking the same thing, that the firing pin channel was clogged up. And I was like, that would kind of make sense. I don't recall taking the bull carrier group apart
Ever.
like ever.
You have to know how to begin with.
I do know how.
Oh, okay.
I do it.
Just kidding.
I actually do it
apologize.
occasionally. Just not on this rifle. This thing was so dirty that it took needle nose pliers on the cotter pin and like two guys wrenching on it to get it apart. And then we get the firing pin out, discover the tip had broken off. Also, in fairness, at the time the gun broke, I would describe it as very heat stressed at the time. Like the gun was quite hot when it finally broke. So it's like is it suck that the gun finally broke? Yeah. If you're listening to like what I was doing, you're like, I don't know how you can be mad about that. It's like I kind of agree. I don't know how I could be mad.
I have a recent story also. So I had doing some training for this weekend, shooting carbines with you and Matt,
Hmm.
and I actually routinely clean my stuff when I don't have to, and so I took the bolt carrier group apart. Well, I set it down on my bench, and it didn't stay. The normal thing is with the carrier extended, if you set it down, it should support its weight. If it doesn't, it goes down and collapses. The carrier retracts inside
Hmm.
I'm sorry, the bolt inside the carrier. Then it's time for new gas rings. So anyway, didn't pass that test. I'm like, oh, I guess I need to order new gas rings. So I didn't think about it. I just ordered gas rings. I'm like, oh, I'll take it apart when that gets here. Gas ring showed up, pulled it apart, cleaned it, and then I discovered the firing pin was in two pieces. So, but the gun was still working. And like that was an arrow precision bolt in a rifle that I shoot a ton, a lot suppressed. And it was like the gas rings were gone on it, but the gun was still working. The firing pin was in two pieces. It was still working. Granted, I found it out ahead of time and cleaned those and replaced those parts. But anyway, it's like I don't even abuse that rifle. It gets like 3 magazines at a time. Then I set it down and pick up another rifle. And anyway, just use, parts wore out, and
Parts break.
it was no fault of me or the gear.
Well, to me, I was kind of just thinking about it, and it was like everything's going to break at some point, and this is like universally, all of these things are things that I like. I like the Vortex optics. I like the Kestrel timers.
Yeah.
I like the ADM rifle. Everything is going to break at some point. And it's like this is just like those like little issues with stuff that even if I like it, it's like, yep, I mean that happened, but I'm going to get there with everything. It's just kind of a matter of time.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's true. It's happens.
The moral of
So
the story, what? Is just have backup parts if you can, I suppose.
well, the play with the rifle is an extra bolt carrier group
Mhm.
with you, just with everything. Um, yeah, I don't know. With the Kestrel timers, like I can change this thing. Like I
I'm
can
pretty
order
sure
the
you could just
part,
remove the clip and order a new one.
remove the clip, and put a new one on. I like having the clip. The Vortex optic I'll watch, but I think it'll be okay. Yes, I got to go to shot. Aren't you excited, Joel?
Oh, I can't wait.
He's not going, but I'm going to be there. I'm headed to shot. If this Matt Little, this Graybeard Actual, this fucking dude's trying to get me kicked out of USPSA now, which I'm a little bit hot about. Hopefully he'll do the right thing. He'll apologize, and then I won't have to get more mad. But I'm not very hopeful. I don't think
Maybe
he's
you
going to do the
can
right
see
thing.
him at the Taurus booth at God and
Yeah,
check it out.
we're gonna see him at the tourist booth and be like, "You deserve each other." Matt Little and Taurus. All right, that's enough. I'm
I
going
agree.
to.
That is enough.
I've got to get ready. I'm flying up there now. Grr.